So as promised, I'm taking you inside the E-3 Sentry AWACS. I'm going to start with the cockpit because it's fairly standard. You have a pilot, you have a co-pilot, but what sets this apart from more modern aircraft is they actually still use an engineer. He sits behind the co-pilot. There used to be a navigator who would sit behind the pilot. That's no longer necessary in the era of GPS. In a later video, I have footage of us landing at Preveza airfield in Greece at night. Now, the aircraft commander is overall responsible for the safety and operation of the aircraft, so he determines whether they continue flying or they go home and end the mission. But this is often done in consult with the mission director, who is responsible for the mission crew and oversees the mission execution. He develops and implements the mission plans, coordinates with external command authorities, and makes real-time tactical decisions on what they need to be monitoring. Now, as far as what's going on in the main section of the aircraft where much of the mission is taking place, you have several positions, and these really are in no particular order. You have an air surveillance officer who oversees the detection, tracking, and identification of airborne objects. They manage the radar and identification of systems. They coordinate with intelligence sources and other surveillance assets and ensure that they're supervising the air surveillance technicians. The air surveillance technicians, they operate the radar and the data processing systems to detect and track aircraft. They monitor radar displays for new contacts. They initiate tracks and update information in real time. There's also weapons directors. They control and coordinate friendly aircraft engaged in tactical missions. They provide vectoring and engagement instructions to combat aircraft. They relay mission updates and threat information, and they execute the rules of engagement as directed and pass that on to the aircraft. There's also an electronic combat officer. This person manages the electronic warfare operations. Their responsibilities include monitoring the electromagnetic spectrum for threats. They implement electronic countermeasures. They advise mission crew on electronic warfare tactics, and they coordinate with intelligence personnel for threat updates in the EW realm. There's also a communication system operator. They manage all communication systems on board. They establish and maintain communication links between multiple aircraft and ground operators. They operate radios, data links, secure communications equipment. They also troubleshoot communication issues and log communication activities. There's a computer display maintenance technician. They maintain mission computer systems and displays. They monitor system performance and address any kind of faults. They perform in-flight maintenance on computer hardware. They ensure data displays are functioning correctly and assist with software updates and diagnostics. The airborne radar technicians oversee the radar system's functionality. They monitor radar equipment for optimal performance. They perform calibration and adjustments. They troubleshoot and repair radar issues and coordinate with the air surveillance technicians for radar operations. Now, finally, there's the surveillance controller. This person assists the air surveillance officers. They coordinate airspace surveillance efforts, manage and identify processes of tracks. They liaise with external surveillance agencies and provide general controller aspects for managing surveillance functions. Now, some of you might be asking what exactly is being shown on these screens. Well, it's various aspects of radar operations, whether it's the active radar in the 30-foot rotodome or the passive radars. Unfortunately, though, I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly what is on each screen. One, because I don't entirely know. I'm not an expert in this realm. But number two, that is classified. In fact, to show these screens, they were scrubbed and replaced with training modules so that you could see somewhat what it looks like in real life. But this was not the actual training we were conducting on that particular day. One thing I will say is, without a shadow of a doubt, these multinational operators are highly skilled and professionals at their job. Now, as with most aircraft, there is areas for food, for going to the bathroom. There's rest areas that you can sleep on for long missions. And here is my friend David from the German Army resting because he's not feeling so hot from the flight. One thing's for sure is, in the throes of an intense air combat mission, you couldn't tell that there was anything stressful going on. They were absolutely remaining calm. It was more like a college library and less like a Michael Bay movie.
No aircraft. This will be a danger close fire mission.
Weapons, I just get a call from Falcon Ops. Who's closer to Kill Box 1 Alpha?
Send the Hawks, sir.
Okay, send the Hawks over to Kill Box 1 Alpha. It's a danger closer than
Switch the
300
Hawks to
feet.
Kill Box 1 Alpha, 300 feet, danger close.
Friendly's in the area.
7-man team, north of Orange Smoke.
Proceed Kill Box 1 Alpha. Gauge hostile.
Attack direction west. You cleared hot.
Strike, tell me status of all right now.
111, Dark Star status.
Honestly, I don't know how they can see anything in that dark-ass aircraft, because it ain't that dark in the real thing.
The heat's coming. Laser target. We got a beam rider incoming.
Personal side note, I've worked with close air support as the guy on ground in combat, and we've got a beam rider incoming is not something we say. That is lame. The fascinating thing is witnessing the real operations of an actual AWACS provided by NATO was far cooler, in my opinion, than any movie. Unfortunately, not many get that opportunity. So I'm very much grateful that I did.